Hello, hello. So, okay, in other videos, we created these VPCs that we see in this diagram right here. Okay, we created a production VPC, a management VPC, and a development VPC. Okay, we also pair these VPCs together with these kind of connections here. So, development is peer to management right now, and production is peer to management also. Okay, so how do we actually test VPC peer and see if it works? Right, you can actually just ping the instances. That's one way, but I like to also just SSH into the instances to make sure because that's pretty common to do. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna launch instances in each of these VPCs here, and then I'm gonna SSH into the EC2 instance from the public IP address, and then using the internal IP address, which will only be available if VPC peering is working. I'm gonna hop onto basic production to management, vice versa, development to management, and vice versa. Okay, so let's launch some instances. Okay, let's go to the launch wizard. We're just use the launch wizard to quickly launch some instances. Okay, we'll just go through the wizard here. Choose Amazon Linux 2. For our purposes, T2 micro is fine. Configure instance details. Now this step is important. We have to choose the right VPC. Don't choose the default one because that's not peered. And then I'm going to choose public subnets just to keep it simple. Okay, so then I don't have to deal with bash and all that. Okay, there is the next step, security groups, storage, tags, I don't really care. Now, security groups, or I'm just use the launch wizard one. The launch wizard one, look, it whitelists the world. So this doesn't give me access to it. You probably, for testing, this is fine. Maybe you just want to whitelist it to your specific IP address. Or you can actually whitelist this to specific CIDR ranges, like a different VPC CIDR range. So this is how you kind of control access. So you can still all because two VPCs appear together doesn't mean they could talk to each other. You still have to go through the security group firewall. So security groups still control access there, okay? But I'm going to whitelist the word for the sake of simplicity in testing, okay? Okay, now I can go launch. And this I have access to that key pair. Make sure you have a key pair that you have access to or else you can't get into the instance. Okay, I just take care of management. Let's go on to the next account. Next VPC, another account. Amazon Linux 2 again. Configure instance details. Going through the launch wizard here. Let's go choose a public subnet. Okay, storage, tags. Okay, security groups. Okay, I'm gonna use the launch wizard again. Launch. Okay, acknowledge. Now, for the sake of simplicity, again, this key pair is the same across accounts. I uploaded the same key pair across accounts, so then I didn't have to deal with multiple key pairs. But you probably might have different key pairs across your accounts, so you probably need access to all that. Okay, make sure you have access to all your keys. Okay, I'm going through the production account now. Same thing, I just need to launch it in the production account here, and again, needs to be a public subnet. Okay, so there we go. Storage, tags, security group again, the world launch, and the same key pair launch instance. Okay, so I went management, development, and production. So by now, I'm hoping that the management instance should be ready. It's been a while because it took me a while to click through these wizards. So let's go there and see whether or not I can run, basically hop onto the instance. Okay, so I'm gonna grab the public IP address right here. Okay, and I'm gonna hop into it. So what I did was actually use something called SSH. I'm gonna use something called SSH forwarding. So what I'm doing is I'm gonna add a key pair that there, a default. There. So I'm adding that key pair, and then how you kind of do verify that as -L. And what SSH forwarding does is actually it's going to forward the key that's in the what's called the SSH agent here in memory to the next box. So then I don't have to copy and paste that private key pair to the next box to hop from one box to another. I'm just going to use the same key pair that I'm using right here across all the boxes, okay? In order to activate that, you have to use the capital A flag, and then you could type in the target here, which is the public IP address of the first the instance in the management VPC. One way to know that it's a management VPC is check out this hostname, 10. It's not dot, but if you replace the dashes with dots, that's basically the private IP address. So this is 10.21. Dot 21 is management, dot 20 is development, and dot 22 is production, okay? So I know I'm on the management instance at this point. And now, remember, the whole point of this is I'm on the management instance, I'm on the management VPC, I'm on instance in the management VPC right here. I'm gonna hop from there to production, okay? I should be able to also hop from there to development, okay? So, let's test both of them real quick, okay? So let's go to production first. Production, and I'm gonna grab the internal IP address, okay? And it's a .22 there, so that should work, okay? So I don't need the EC2 username because I'm already EC2 user in the box. There. So I'm in. Okay. Now I'm gonna go back out. Now I'm basically 1021. I'm management. So I'm gonna grab the development one and try to test that one too. So we just verified that VPC is prod is paired with management. Let's verify devs also now. Okay, that is also, so that's no public IP address. I want the internal IP address. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and verify that. Yes, and now I'm in. Okay, and this connection is going to work both ways. It's going to work this way here, and it's going to also work this way here, because the security group of the instance I'll share whitelisted to the world, right? So then basically anything can come in. If you want to be more restricted about that, you basically just whitelist this security group right here to maybe only your IP address, right? And then since it's whitelisted only your IP address, it's not going to actually allow access from basically these other VPCs here, okay? That's how you kind of control access, though. You can control access to the security groups. One thing I also want to kind of test is basically from production development. So VPC peering is not transitive. That means it's only here to here and here to here. Production development is not magically going to be peered, okay? So because of that, we should not be able to talk, production should not be able to talk to development and vice versa, which is kind of what we want, right? So let me just hop back out of this box completely, okay? Now I'm back on my, I guess my Cloud9 machine, which is my machine. I'm gonna grab the production public IP address, and now I'm gonna try to go to development, okay? So here's production, okay? EC2 user. I'm gonna forward the key pair, okay? Now I need access. I'm trying to access development. I should not be able to access. I should not even be able to ping it because they're not paired together, okay? So here's the private IP address. SSH. Access it, and look, it's just hanging. It's just hanging because it can't route to that network. You know, production 22 doesn't know how to route to .20, which is a development. Only knows how to route to .21. And while I'm here in production, I might as well test this connection back here. So let's also just find management and show that that actually does work. Okay, so let's go management. Grab the private IP address here, SSH into there, and that's to management, and I'm back in. See, so I went from my machine to production to management, and that's because the management is whitelisting that rule, right? Okay, so that's pretty much it. That's one quick and easy way to test whether or not VPC peering works. With this kind of reference architecture, what we have set up is peering between production and management, peering between development and management. You can control access finally via security groups, but the production VPC is not peered to development VPC and vice versa, which is kind of what we want. Okay, so I just want to show you how to test that. Hopefully that was really helpful. Okay, cheers.